Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the game. At this time, the Norristown JROTC will present our colors, and we ask that you please move your hats and rise to the flag of the national anthem after the colors reach center court. And now, for the scoring lines. First, for the visiting handcuffs. On 10 sophomore, number 13, Will Lane. Assistant number 1 junior, number 21, Steven Hamilton. On 10 senior, number 22, Colton Brown. On 11 senior, number 23, KJ Quinn. Number 17, number 34, Dylan Clark. From Hamilton, and now, the scoring order for your Norristown Eagles. Assistant Collector Sophomore, number 10, Aaron Reyes. Assistant Senior, number 21. A big shout out to Norristown Zone DJ Belly, playing the music in their arena tonight.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Norristown High School Gymnasium for tonight's Pac-10 matchup between the visiting Phoenixville boys basketball team versus Norristown Area High School. And we're just about ready to jump ball as these two teams come in atop the standings of the Pac-10, both 3-0. And we are just about ready to get underway. And McKeel Allen wins the tap for Norristown. They get the first offensive possession, as it's Xavier Edwards to get the Eagles offense in gear early. Phoenixville comes out man-to-man as they try to get it inside to McKeel Allen. Allen using his size. Turn around. Good defense there by Phoenixville. He kicks it back out to Reddish. Reddish takes it to the hoop. Can't get the layup to go. Rebound comes down to Phoenixville. So good defensive start there for Phoenixville as they got Norristown. Tried to get the ball into McKeel Allen, and Allen unsuccessful in the layup. Now Phoenixville has their first offensive possession of the game. Norristown stays with their man-to-man, which suffocated Owen J. Roberts last night. We're going to get a steal right off the bat by Aaron Reddish. Reddish is fouled before he can get the Eagles into transition. And it'll be Eagle basketball. Xavier Edwards with the basketball. He'll cross the timeline and try to get the Eagles their first bucket of the night as he looks for Aaron Reddish. Reddish overplayed by his defender. Get it to Tyler Lyons. Now Lyons will set it up for the Eagles. Eagles have a distinct height advantage tonight. Should be something they're able to take advantage of. Pound the ball inside. Very similar to the way it worked the other night. Now we got Edwards on the movement into the lane and up and in. Xavier Edwards gets the Eagles off to a good start, 2-0, just a minute and change into this first quarter. And the Eagles will play a light press here, man-to-man. Make Phoenixville work it to get up the court. Reddish guards a lane. Lane traces it to the hoop. Can't get the layup to go. Rebound comes down to Xavier Edwards. Xavier Edwards throws it away, taken back by Phoenixville. So Edwards in a rush to get the Eagles transition offense going. Now Phoenixville with the basketball, and that's taken away. So here comes Tyler Lyons, bump, no call. And he'll have to pull it back out. Reddish, top of the key, thought about three. Dishes off in the corner. Now they get it inside to Allen. Allen's going to try to take it away, and he gets the right-hand hook to fall. As flopping to the floor was Elaine as he tried to draw the offensive foul. Referee wasn't buying it. Sends 4-0 Norristown. So Hamilton pulls up from 17 feet. Strong. Rebound comes down to KJ Quinn, but as he went in amongst the trees, so he pulled it back out. Quinn has his shot muted by Lyons, out of bounds to be Phoenixville basketball. So we see some similarities between Tuesday and Thursday as Phoenixville having some trouble getting some shots off early, just like Owen J. Roberts did. Owen J. did eventually get a bit of a comfort zone halfway through the first quarter, but another miss by Steve Hamilton. Here comes Norristown. And kind of a foul in the front court as Hamilton bumps Edwards on the way. And already his second foul, and Phoenixville is going to have to go to their bench early. Sanford inbounds the ball for Norristown, finds McKeel Allen. Allen pulls up from 17 feet. Strong. Rebound comes down to Phoenixville. Dylan Clark. And now Phoenixville with the basketball. Number 4, Dorian Johnson. Pump fake. Gets his man up in the air. Falls to the ground. We're going to have a traveling violation. And once again, steadfast defense by Norristown, keeping Phoenixville at bay as they have yet to score nearly 3 minutes into this game. Now Tyler Lyons with Marcus Sanford as they'll slowly work their way up the court. Excellent ball movement by Norristown. Easily breaks the little token pressure. And it looks like we may have an injured Phoenixville players. Number 22, Colton Brown, looked like he was limp, but they're going to keep going. Sanford looking in the corner to Lyons. Lyons 3 is up and in and out. And the floorboard comes to Phoenixville. But now it's taken by Aaron Reddish. And now Reddish is going to look to try to do something offensively. Pump fakes, 14 feet. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Johnson. He'll slow it up. Don't think this Phoenixville team wants to get into a track meet with the Eagles, as they are excellent in transition, and that could normally spell doom for the opponent. Johnson looks underneath, and he finds his teammate KJ Quinn. Quinn can't get it to go as he misses the bunny, and Norristown comes down the other way. Edwards finds Sanford. Sanford pulls up for 3. Got it. Marcus Sanford bangs a 3, and just like that, 7-0 Eagles midway through this first quarter. And we'll see if head coach Eric Burnett's going to start to think about a timeout. Dorian Johnson stares at the head coach, gets a call, nearly thrown away. And Phoenixville having all kinds of problems trying to get set up into their offense. So it'll be Phoenixville basketballs. They'll inbound sideline right. Vernon Tubbs into the game for Norristown, saw his first action on Tuesday. And on a little swing play, they unable to get a layup, but they do pass it out for three, and draining the three is number 13, Willa Lane. And Phoenixville is on the scoreboard. 7-3 Norristown, 3:39 to play in the first. And Vernon Tubbs at the helm now for Norristown. He finds Sanford. Sanford's back to Tubbs to Lyons. And they get it inside. Nice give and go. And it's going to be McKeel Allen who misses the little short bunny, gets his offensive rebound up and in. So McKeel Allen, who missed the little layup, got his own offensive board, was able to push it, get it back. And we bit of an exaggerated flop there by Norristown as Vernon Tubbs tried to induce the refs into calling a foul. Instead, we'll have a foul on Lyons. Just the first team foul on Norristown, and sophomore Willie Anderson will check into the game now for Tyler Lyons. Anderson saw significant time as a freshman last year, of course, and has made key contributions so far. Now into the lane with a little right-hand hook is KJ Quinn, no good. And now McKeel Allen has it taken away as he didn't see the defender from behind. And a layup now for Quinn is up and in. So the turnover by Allen leads to 2 points for Phoenixville. And they have stemmed the tide here a bit as just a 9-5 Norristown lead as we approach the 2-minute and 30-second mark of this first quarter. Now McKeel Allen gets the open man. Vernon Tubbs, three is up and in. Vernon Tubbs drains a three from the corner as Norristown's ball movement has gotten a lot of wide open looks early on. 12-5 Eagles, 2:26 to play in the first. And Norristown's trapping defense is going to get another turnover. And Marcus Sanford ends up with a loose ball. And I'll pass it to Vernon Tubbs. And the Eagles will get things going. So McKeel Allen puts the ball in the court, a little spin move, up, no good, gets his offensive rebound. And ball comes out to Sanford. He thought about three, pump fake, 16, 18-footer, got it to go. Marcus Sanford buries the 18-footer, gives Norristown a 9-point lead, and head coach Eric Burnett has seen enough, and he calls for a timeout. Just a 30-second timeout for Phoenixville. As it's been all Norristown, and once again, we said these teams lie atop the standings in the Pac-10. Phoenixville comes in with a 5-1 record, 3-0 in the league. Norristown also 3-0 in the league, 4-1 overall, coming off a very impressive victory Tuesday night against Owen J. Roberts, a game which score really didn't indicate how much Norristown dominated. But certainly out to an impressive performance so far as head coach Eric Burnett forced to call a timeout and try to find a way to deal with this Norristown pressure as Phoenixville's had all kinds of issues setting up their offense. And tough to offset the size advantage that Norristown has. And they're certainly going to try to take advantage of that now. Now we're trying to get another turnover, and nearly do, but it is Phoenixville who will maintain possession of the basketball. And now they're going to get open and look in the corner, but passing up that look is KJ Quinn as the hustle by Anderson dissuaded that shot effort. But now we have an air ball, but ends up as a good pass. At least I'll tell you it was a pass, but it is Clay Kopko who's the beneficiary of the air ball, and he gets the putback, 14-7 Eagles. So Tubbs nearly throws it away. Deflected by KJ Quinn. It'll stay Norristown basketball. It's just a short rest for Aaron Reddish. He's going to come in and spell McKeel Allen as Xavier Edwards comes in for Marcus Sanford. 1:29 to play, 14-7. Eagles doubling up Phoenixville. And Phoenixville trying to trap, but Norristown's ball movement awfully quick. Anderson for three, a wide open look, can't get it to go. Rebound comes down to Kenny. He can't get the rebound to go. And stepping on the end line was Ignacio Ortiz. And again, Norristown going to get another look on the offensive end. If at first you don't succeed, try again. So Willie Anderson inbound the basketball for Norristown. Finds Reddish underneath. Reddish top of the key to Edwards. Edwards to Anderson. Now Reddish. A three. Got it. Aaron Reddish stays hot behind that three-point line, and he gives the Eagles a 10-point lead. It is 17-7 as we are under a minute to play here in the first. And with a power move inside, layup can't get it to go was Dylan Clark, as the lefty just couldn't get the layup to go with a nice little pass from his teammate. And we're going to have a foul on Phoenixville. Fouls on Ortiz, just his first, team third. And the Eagles inbound the basketball underneath their own net, up 10, 17-7. And a little 1-2-2, three-quarter court pressure, which is easily diagnosed by the Eagles. Vernon Tubbs finds Edwards. Edwards in the corner. Kenny, open three. Just couldn't get it to go. Reddish fought for the rebound, couldn't get it. It is Phoenixville that does come away with a floorboard. And they get it ahead to number 34, and rejected is Dylan Clark, and here comes Norristown. Vernon Tubbs in transition. He'll try to do it himself, and we're going to get an offensive foul. Offensive foul on Vernon Tubbs, as taking the charge was number 13, Willow Lane. And pretty far underneath the basket was Elaine to take that charge, but high school basketball does not have the tape ring underneath the basket that you have to be outside of like they do in college and the pros, so you can take a charge just about anywhere, even if it is directly underneath the basket, as it looked that last one to be. So Phoenixville will hold for one shot. They trail by 10. 7 seconds. Norristown swarming defensively. And falling to the floor with the basketball is Elaine, and no one's going to get a shot off as suffocating defense by Norristown prevents a last opportunity by Phoenixville. So we will head to the second. Norristown, after one, leads 17-7.
This year.
So just about ready to start this second quarter. First quarter that was dominated by the Eagles. They lead by 10, 17-7. And it's going to be Phoenixville inbounding the basketball, as they had all kinds of trouble trying to set up the offense. And when they did get a look, it was one and done. And some pestering defense is going to get an opportunity for Norristown. Edwards, and one. Xavier Edwards off the steal from Vernon Tubbs. The unselfish play is going to result in a chance at a three-point play for the Eagles, as Edwards was hit on his way up, got the layup to go, and will go for the free-throw line for the bonus. Edwards used the opportunity to catch his breath. Free throws up and good. And so Norristown now with their largest lead at 20-7 in the early stages of this second quarter. Dorian Johnson nearly lost it and thought he might have got away with a walk. Instead, they're going to get an open three for KJ Quinn. Can't get it to go. Beats Vernon Tubbs and then throws it off of Vernon Tubbs. And I'll give Phoenixville another chance. Excellent hustle there by KJ Quinn for the Phantoms. So Johnson will inbound the ball baseline left. baseline way left. And underneath and open on an excellent play there, as losing Clay Kopko was Norristown there as he escaped for an easy layup. 20-9 Eagles. And another turnover. And with the basketball is Dylan Clark as he's able to dribble through a couple of his teammates, but then gives it away to Willie Anderson. Now Willie Anderson loses it as we're getting a little loosey-goosey and a foul on Norristown. And both teams guilty of being a little bit unaware of their surroundings, so to speak, led to a couple turnovers, but it is Phoenixville with possession of the basketball as Ignacio Ortiz will inbound for the visiting Phantoms. They find Clark. Clark dishes off to number 22, Colton Brown, and he'll have to deal with Marcus Sanford on his way up the court. Gets a pick from his teammate Dylan Clark. And now back to Clark. He's going to think about three, and that is no good, but it is Phoenixville with an offensive rebound. So Colton Brown, guarded closely by McKeel Allen. We're going to get double dribble. Nice defense by McKeel Allen, and the pressure forced Colton Brown to a double dribble. Turnover on the Phantoms. And we got a court issue right now as we got a metal disc that has come a little bit loose. We'll see if it's secure enough for play. And I think the referees, coaches are happy. We're about ready to get back underway. So Norristown with possession of the basketball and an 11-point lead. Vernon Tubbs, trap, gets it back to Lyons. Lyons finds Allen. Allen, little crossover. Layup, no good. And they're going to get a push-off on Allen as he pushed off on Dylan Clark. As McKeel Allen has missed a couple short shots tonight. Not something he's used to doing. So Phoenixville with the basketball. Norristown with a full court press. Aaron Reddish on ball at defense. Swing pass. Got it to Clark, and Clark hands it off. And now Phoenixville tries to set up. Ortiz to Colton Brown. Now Clark. And we're going to get this is another foul on Allen. Now there's going to be a foul on Vernon Tubbs. And that's a second on Tubbs. We'll see if Dana Binky Johnson decides to go to the bench, and sure enough, he will. And bring Nazir Kenny back into the game. Kenny very, very influential in Tuesday's game, as when there was a bit of a lull in the second quarter, he got the Eagles going with a thunderous dunk and a three at the end. Clark guarded closely by McKeel Allen. Hands off to Colton Brown. Brown, top of the key. Ortiz, now Clark. And he's bumped by Allen. And McKeel Allen guilty of not moving his feet, using his hands to defend. And that's going to be his second foul. And Binky Johnson's got another decision on his mind, and he's not going to give the senior forward a chance to play with two fouls this early in the second quarter. And Willie Anderson will check back into the game for Allen. Under 6 minutes to play here in the second. Eagles hold it a 20-9 lead. So it's Phoenixville with the basketball. Clark, little drop step, spin move, up and in. The big fella, nimble on his feet. Dylan Clark gets two to fall, and it is 20-11 Norristown. Now Willie Anderson in the corner. Reddish nearly palmed the basketball, and he's going to get called with steps, as he might have got tripped up. But steps is the call. Traveling hurt the Eagles the other night, and maybe their first one tonight. Reddish not happy with the call. And little gamesmanship there. He claps in the face of Bryce Palco. So Phoenixville with the ball. Colton Brown guarded closely by Lyons. Nearly lost the basketball. They get it to Dylan Clark. Clark lost the basketball. Here comes Kenny. Kenny crosses over, got away with a walk. No, he did not. Thought he might have for a second, as the Euro step, which has become very common here, where they give you 2.5. That was clearly 3. I'll side with the referees on that one. And Nazir Kenny guilty of traveling. Second consecutive possession, the Eagles turn the ball over because of a traveling violation. And Phoenixville does get to inbound the basketball to Colton Brown. So it's Brown, gets a pick again from Clark. He'll try to take it coast to coast, and he does. Left-handed layup by Brown. Trims the Norristown advantage to 7 as we approach the 5-minute mark of this second quarter. As Norristown's offense a little bit stagnant so far. They got their early bucket, but they have had some issues lately. And a miss there in the corner by Willie Anderson. And another opportunity for the Phantoms to cut into this lead. Dylan Clark, top of the key, gets a wide open Clay Kopko, and Binky Johnson has seen enough as the Phoenixville bench is pumped up. And Binky Johnson did not like what he saw defensively, I think probably more than offensively there. This will just be a 30-second timeout. And so right out of the quarter, Norristown got a 3-point play by Xavier Edwards. But since then, they've been stymied. Some by the defense of the Phantoms, some by their own wrongdoings. As a couple of traveling violations and maybe say a couple of shots Norristown's used to making just haven't fallen. They still hold the lead by 5, 20-15. Do have a couple of guys with 2 fouls. Fortunately, Norristown able to go 8 or 9 deep. And to rotate fresh bodies in there. And it is a nice security blanket when they do get in foul trouble. So we'll see if Norristown can right the ship here offensively, as they have gone about 2 minutes and 20 seconds without a field goal. So it's Marcus Sanford, as once again a little 1-2-2 pressure by Phoenixville. Try to get Norristown to make a careless pass. Edwards trapped, gets it to Sanford. And so Sanford trying to get something going. Not a lot of movement right now by Norristown. A lot of standing around. Tough to get people open. And it leads to another turnover. Another turnover by Norristown. It's going to get an open 3 in the corner. Up, no good. Rebound comes down to Sanford, over the back on Phoenixville. Palco's going to be guilty of going over Sanford's back. That's going to be the 5th team foul for the Phantoms. Just the first for Palco. But Norristown, again, stagnant offensively. And so now Vernon Tubbs. Fall away 16-footers, an air ball. And trying with a putback was Aaron Reddish. Couldn't get it to go. He falls hard to the floor. Now Edwards with a foul at half court. Not one you want to see so far away from the basket. And that is going to be the 7th-team foul for Norristown, which means free throws for the Phantoms. So just when it looked like Norristown may make a run here and put the Phantoms away early, they are, with a couple of free throws here, within one possession. First free throw of the one-on-one is up and in by Colton Brown. Brown gets 2 of 2. And it is a 10-0 Phoenixville run. Was 20-7. It is now 20-17. Now Edwards in trouble. Nearly lost it. Finds Kenny. Kenny's fouled. Just the 6th-team foul. So Norristown will inbound the basketball sideline, or baseline it looks like, left. So Norristown with the basketball. Tubbs underneath, Sanford in the short corner. Little spin move. Now he throws cross court to Reddish. Reddish, as Phoenixville's going the zone, they do find the open man in Edwards. Edwards gets the little 7-footer to fall. So some good ball movement there from Norristown, some bodies moving, and they're able to get the shot to fall, and now some pressure defense is going to lead to a Phantoms turnover. It's been a game of runs so far. Let's see if Norristown can make one here before the end of the second quarter. They lead 22-17. There's 3:23 to play. Sanford inbounds the basketball. And he's going to have to call timeout as he could not find a teammate to inbound the ball to. Second timeout by Norristown. And this will just be a 30-second timeout. So out of the timeout, Norristown with a 5-point lead and possession of the basketball. We got 3:23 to play here in the second quarter, as has seen the Phoenixville Phantoms fight back into this ball game. They've gotten it as close as 3 after being down 13. They find Vernon Tubbs. He gets it to Reddish, and Norristown will get set up. And Norristown, which seemed to have no problem with the man-to-man defense, had a bit of an issue with this zone. We'll see if they can use their passing ability, get some open looks. And we do get a foul. No, we're going to get an offensive foul. And Binky Johnson can't believe it, neither can I. As the foul is going to be on Nazir Kinney. And certainly some question whether or not that was a charge or a block, but call does not go Norristown's way, so a chance for Phoenixville to tighten the gap here. And they're able to beat the pressure. Going to get open 3 in the corner. It is up. It is no good, but it's going to be Clark with the offensive rebound. Pump fake, can't get it to go, but he's hacked from behind by Xavier Edwards. Nice pump fake by the undersized Clark as he plays forward at just 5'10". A severe height disadvantage to the Eagles, but he uses his size to his advantage, and now he's rewarded with 2 free throws. First one's up and in. Clark's second free throw is also good, as Phoenixville's taking advantage of their few opportunities at the line. And head coach Eric Burnett is going to give the 5'10" senior forward a blow, as Phoenixville's closest they've been here, 22-19. They trail by 3, under 3 minutes to play. In the corner. Now Vernon Tubbs. Inside. Reddish can't get it to go. And he was looking for contact. Couldn't get the foul. Now Reddish close. Better not draw a foul there. Sometimes when you miss a shot, you want to do something to get the ball back right away. And Reddish wise not to commit a foul. But now an open layup opportunity taken advantage of. And just like that, it is a 1-point basketball game. 22-21, 2:16. Norristown leads by 1 in the corner. Open 3. Strong rebound. Willie Anderson back up and in. The sophomore with a much-needed offensive rebound and layup. And he reasserts the Norristown advantage, 24-21, under 2 minutes to play. As it is Willow Lane with the basketball. Phoenixville can tie with a 3. Lane off a little dish from his teammate, can't get the 18-footer to go. Here comes Norristown. Minute 37 to play. Willie Anderson to Tubbs. Tubbs back to Anderson. Anderson looks to break down the defense. Does. Gets Lyons. Lyons 17-footer. Can't get it to go. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Phantoms. So Norristown has some open looks tonight. Just haven't been as a good jump shooting team as they have been so far this year. And Sanford will inbound the basketball for the Eagles, baseline left. Sanford out top to Vernon Tubbs. And Tubbs will set it up for the Eagles. As Phoenixville stays in this little 1-2-2 zone. Little pump fake by Sanford. Right-hand layup is a beauty. Nice move by Marcus Sanford. And it's back to a 5-point lead for the Eagles. as Willow Lane, guarded closely by Sanford. Hands off to Palco, and the ball is taken away by Tubbs. Vernon Tubbs with the basketball. Looks to try to get the Eagles going. Kenny, elbow jump shot, can't get it to go. Rebound, Willie Anderson. He can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line. So the sophomore guard, Willie Anderson, active on the offensive boards. Got a put back earlier. Now he'll go to the line for a couple of free throws. Try to extend this Norristown lead. First free throw's up and good for Willie Anderson. Substitutions on Phoenixville's side as they get the big fella Dylan Clark back into the game, as well as Dorian Johnson. 2 of 2 for Willie Anderson, and it's back to a 7-point advantage for the Eagles as we are under 50 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Johnson trying to take it coast to coast. The layup is no good. Here comes Willie Anderson. Anderson finds Tubbs. Tubbs will pull it back out, and they'll set it up. 27 seconds to play, but dribbling the ball off a foot is Sanford. Now an opportunity for Phoenixville. Dorian Johnson couldn't get the layup to go. Now it's Kenny. Kenny takes it to the hoop. Bumped, got it to go. Kenny is going to get the hoop and the harm, much to the chagrin of Dylan Clark, who thought he was set. And I'll be honest with you, I thought he was too. I just thought that's a clean play. Let it go. But the referee saw it a different way, Norristown's way this time, so maybe things even out here as Kenny will try to complete the three-point play and give the Eagles a double-digit advantage. He does. So it was a 1-point game just about a minute and a half ago, is now a 10-point Norristown lead, and another opportunity for the Eagles as once again Phoenixville having issues inbounding the basketball. 14.6 seconds to play. Kenny off the inbound. Strong. Rebound Sanford. Sanford layup. Short. Now a rugby scrum for the basketball, but touching the ball while out of bounds was Norristown. So with 5.5 seconds left in the second quarter, the Phantoms will inbound the basketball down 10. And a last-second substitution here as Vernon Tubbs comes out of the game. Coach Johnson does not want him to pick up a needless foul with 5 seconds left. So here comes Phoenixville. They'll have to throw up a prayer from 27 feet. No good. So our score at the end of 2, Norristown with a late run. They'll lead Phoenixville 31-21. We'll be back. Welcome back, folks. We're just about ready to get underway this third quarter as Norristown starts this second half with a 10-point lead, 31-21. Phoenixville did a nice job in the second of closing the gap. That was 13, got it down to 1, but a little late 9-0 run by Norristown has gotten them a double-digit lead. So we'll see if they can build upon that now as it is the last game before Christmas break for the Eagles. Xavier Edwards with the basketball. Slings it over to Aaron Reddish. Reddish hands it off to Lyons. Lyons looked to break his man down. Gets bumped, and there is a call. Nice job by Lyons drawing the contact there. And he'll go to the line for a couple. So the third team foul for Steve Hamilton, as that could be an issue. With still nearly 16 minutes to play here in this game. Hamilton with 3 fouls. But head coach Eric Burnett's going to give the 11th grade guard an opportunity to stay in the game and play with 3 fouls. 2 of 2 of the line. 33-21 Norristown, just underway here in this third quarter. Norristown sticks with that man-to-man defense, which has been pretty effective so far as they have limited the opportunities for Phoenixville. And right now they have Phoenixville starting their offense 26 feet away from the basket. Now they have Phoenixville turning the ball over. As the Phantoms try to backdoor pass, unsuccessful on that, and it's going to be another opportunity for Norristown to increase on their 12-point lead as McKeel Allen comes late to bail out Marcus Sanford, and Norristown will get the offense started here. As it's Tyler Lyons, Sanford looking inside to Allen. Allen double-teamed, gets it back. Allen about to fall on the floor as he looks to take the smaller Dylan Clark, but Clark with great defense. Now McKeel Allen gets the offensive putback up and in as he couldn't get anywhere on Dylan Clark himself, but he was active on the offensive boards there. Got the rebound on the putback, and Norristown now has their largest lead of the game at 14. So this Eagle defense, which has been suffocating most of the night, has turned Phoenixville over many times so far, and they've just done it again as the active hands of Tyler Lyons leads to a transition opportunity for Norristown. Layup by Sanford is no good. But it looks like, we are going to have an offensive foul. Marcus Sanford, a little bit out of control there. And that is the third offensive foul tonight on Norristown, as Phoenixville has done an excellent job of putting their body on the line and taking charges. And a little kick save and a beauty there by Aaron Reddish, but it'll stay Phoenixville basketball. Phoenixville with the basketball, Aaron Reddish. Nearly takes it away from Steve Hamilton. Hamilton gives it up to Elaine, and Elaine guarded closely by Tyler Lyons. Now Reddish, top of the key. Got to keep his hands off him. We don't want to get a cheap foul that far away from the basket. And trying to break down the Norristown defense is number 22, Colton Brown. Brown to Clark. Left-hand hook, can't get it to go. McKeel Allen with the rebound. Here comes the Eagles. Xavier Edwards. Little shake and bake. Finds Reddish for an open three. Beauty. Aaron Reddish, leave him alone and you will pay. And the sophomore buries the three from the corner. And what was a one-point game just a few minutes ago is now ballooned to a 17-point Norristown lead, 38-21. 5:49 to play here in the third.
Oh, yeah. And I said, I'm going to tell you, Sean, I said, I didn't see your Here's the game last night. Oh, yeah. Are there any black cheerleaders? I say, no. You go tell them that, God damn it. That's beautiful.
So out of the timeout, the Phoenixville Phantoms, who were very much in this game and still are, still a ton of time left, but they have a 17-point deficit to work with right now. As whatever Binky Johnson said to the squad at half seems to has resonated, as Norristown on both the offensive and defensive end has been very efficient. Now Clark nearly threw it away. Oh, and we're going to have a couple of people who look like they may need attention, as falling hard to the ground was Marcus Sanford and hasn't gotten up just yet. And it looks like he has hurt either his hip or his tailbone. And Norristown head athletic trainer Dennis Flynn out to take a look. As Marcus staying down, obviously anytime the back is an issue here. You want to stay down and ensure that there's no more serious problem. And head coach Biggie Johnson and Dennis Flynn tend to the senior guard. Might have also got hit in the mouth, as there was a lot of moving parts on that play right there. And Sanford's up. Looks like they're also tending to his mouth, like I said. Not sure if he bit his tongue, but he's going to exit to the training facility with Dennis Flynn. And rest assured, he is in excellent hands there with a longtime Norristown athletic trainer. So we'll try to sort out what just happened. Where we do stand is Norristown leads 38-21. We have 5:36 to play in this third quarter. And it looks like we're going to need a little maintenance on the floor, as not sure if there's some blood or some sweat there, but certainly something that's going to have to be cleaned up before we're going to be back in action. And it looks like the maintenance is done. It looks like we have an opportunity to continue on playing basketball. And so out of the brief timeout, it's going to be Nazir Kenny coming in for Sanford, as Sanford's still in the training room being tended to by head athletic trainer Dennis Flynn. Now in Phoenixville with the basketball, Clark, who's had a few nice moves tonight, finds an open teammate for three, can't get it to go. Flying in for the rebound is Kenny. And he hands off to Edwards. Edwards crosses the timeline with the basketball, looking for McKeel Allen. And Edwards, little crossover, trying to take his man, beats his man, gets an 8-footer up, can't get it to go, uses his frame to get the offensive rebound, but he is going to get an offensive foul, as he definitely used that arm to create some space. He didn't like the call, but that was a good call there by the referee, as you can't use that arm to create space, and he was caught there, and he's going to go to the bench, as it is his third foul. First Eagle with 3 fouls is Xavier Edwards, and Vernon Tubbs, who electrified the crowd with some dazzling defense early on in this first half. And Norristown with some pressure. They don't trap off this pressure. Again, just looks like they want to hassle and make it difficult for the opposing team to set up their offense. And coming off a three is number 23, KJ Quinn. Couldn't get it to go, but an offensive rebound for Phoenixville will earn themselves another opportunity. Dorian Johnson, guarded closely by Kenny. And he'll try to get the Phoenixville offense in rhythm as he hands it off to Colton Brown. Brown to the hoop, goes down to the ground, and McKeel Allen with a look of disbelief on his face. And that is also going to be McKeel Allen's third foul. And we saw when McKeel Allen went out of this game in the second quarter, that is when Phoenixville made their run, as the man in the middle for the Eagles poses a threat offensively and defensively. Norristown's offense stagnated a bit. Defense has been solid most of the night. See if they can stay solid right here. Yes, they can. Aaron Reddish, though, gives it up, unaware of his surroundings. And now another foul on McKeel Allen. And he's going to have to see the bench, as this is going to be his fourth foul. It's 2 quick fouls on McKeel Allen. And Biggie Johnson with no chance but to get the senior forward to the bench. And Allen none too happy with those calls, but a couple of frustration fouls, I think, right there. And we probably won't see him until the fourth quarter. Now Clark, little left hand layup is good. Nice move by the 5'10 forward. First field goal of the half. Took 3.5 minutes for Phoenixville, but they are on the board here in the second half, 38-23, as we approach the midway point of this third quarter. Swing pass by Vernon Tubbs in the corner. Now they try to get it inside. Kenny turns around, gets the fall away to go. Nazir Kenny with an aggressive move offensively. And back to a 17-point lead for the Eagles. And another opportunity, but no. Steal by Kenny, but losing it in transition was the Eagle. And Phoenixville will get possession of the basketball. It looks like Colton Brown banged up a little bit for Phoenixville. Tender ankle, and he is very frustrated. So now here's Clark. And he's going to try to take it to the hoop, and he will. Draws the contact, can't get it to go. But a nice job again by the senior forward. And he will go to the charity stripe for a couple of free throws. And you can see when you leave Dylan Clark alone, there's a little bit of space. He's going to try to take advantage of it. He knows how to use that body, draw contact, and he's an excellent free throw shooter as we've seen so far tonight. Connects again. And after a brief delay, as Nazir Kenny, some shoe maintenance to attend to. Clark leaves that one short, and Aaron Reddish on the rebound for Norristown. Here come the Eagles. Lions to Anderson. And in a blink, the Eagles are in the offensive front court. But Aaron Reddish throws it away. And here come the Phantoms. Dorian Johnson. Hands off to Palco. Palco. Left hand tries to take it, but we're going to have a jump ball, it looks like. No foul, but a jump ball, but falling hard to the floor and hitting his head was number 12, Bryce Palco. And he is grabbing the back of the head. And you could hear the reaction from the crowd as he hit his head hard. And they will take all precautions necessary right here, especially when it comes to a head injury. As Dennis Flynn, who had a nice quiet start to this evening, has had a couple issues to deal with right now, and wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see if this young man is concussed, as he went hard and back of the head hit the floor directly, and you could hear it, and that is a earth-shattering sound to hear on a basketball court. They're going to try to get him up, and I'm sure he'll go through the concussion protocol. Yeah, a little scary moment here for Phoenixville. It'd be nice to see this young man up on his feet. And he is up on his feet. And with the help, and he's having some difficulty moving right now. This is scary. And with his coach's help, he will make his way to the training room where he will remain for quite some time. And we certainly wish that young man the best of luck and a speedy recovery. And again, he is in great hands. As if there's an injury that's happened, Dennis Flynn has seen it. So nothing but the best wishes for that young man. But it's back to basketball now. And Phoenixville, 16 points down. Going to get a reach-in foul on Norristown. Vernon Tubbs, a little over anxious defensively. And now his third foul. So all of a sudden, a little bit of foul trouble on the Eagles sideline, as Edwards, Tubbs, and Allen all have 3. And we are under 3 minutes to play here in this third quarter. 17th foul already for Norristown, so it's going to be a 1-on-1. First free throw for Johnson's up and good. Second free throw is up and good. So 2 of 2 for Johnson. And it is a 14-point Norristown lead. Now Vernon Tubbs with a bounce pass. Finds Kenny for 3. It is short. Clark on the board for Phoenixville. And they'll look to push in transition, but throwing the ball away was Dorian Johnson. He thought it was deflected. And so does his coach, but the men who count wearing the stripes don't think so. So it's Norristown basketball. 2:36 to play. It's a 40-26 Norristown lead. They've led the whole way. And just careless turnover by Willie Anderson going to lead to a layup opportunity up and in for Dorian Johnson. As Willie Anderson, not sure if he just ball slipped out of his hand, but basically threw it to the other team. Finds Reddish now in the corner, and Dana Binky Johnson seen enough. He wants to call a timeout and try to right the ship here, as Norristown's got a little bit loosey-goosey here offensively over the course of the last 2 minutes. Full timeout for the Eagles. We'll be right back.
You take out your red tickets. The winning number and winner of $38 is 2206-135. 2206-135. Please go visit the cheerleaders to collect your winnings. Again, that winning number is 220-6135. Go see the cheerleaders to collect your winnings.
I sat on my wrist right there. Got her.
So 2:16 to play. Binky Johnson not liking what he saw from his Eagle team on the floor. Called a timeout to try to gather the troops and get something going offensively here. There's a couple careless turnovers by Norristown. Has taken a 17-point lead and made it a 12-point lead, and now another turnover on the Eagles. And Vernon Tubbs can't believe the foul's on him. And I think Binky Johnson can't either. They thought the foul was going to be on Phoenixville, but Tubbs had it taken from him, and I guess in the process of trying to get it back, they're going to call another team foul. It's the fourth on Tubbs. So some real trouble for Norristown now. And Dorian Johnson to the line for 1-on-1. And he can't get it to go, but flying in for the offensive board was Phoenixville. But unsuccessful on the opportunity. Here come the Eagles. And Edwards might have got away with another push-off, but no call by the ref. So here we go, Norristown leading by 12. Edwards underneath finds Tubbs. Tubbs layup, can't get it to go, but he will go to the free throw line. Tubbs playing with 4 fouls. Can't afford another one, but he did an excellent job of drawing the contact right there. So he'll go to the free throw line, try to get the Eagles some points. Haven't scored in a couple minutes here. First free throw for the senior guard is up and good.
Checking in the game for the Phantoms, number 21, Stephen Hamilton.
Second free throw's up and in. So 2-2 for Vernon Tubbs, back to a 14-point lead for Norristown, and we are under 2 minutes to play here in this third quarter. It's Clark with the basketball, and you know where he's going, to the hoop. Splits the double team. Lost possession of the basketball, but his teammate Stephen Hamilton there to bail him out. And taking it hard to the hoop was Dorian Johnson. Couldn't get the layup to go, but he's fouled by Reddish. And the 9th team foul for the Eagles, just the first for Reddish. But Dorian Johnson's got an opportunity for 2 free throws. Try to get the lead back down to 12. First free throw is strong. Second free throw is up, and that is good. 1 of 2 at the line for Johnson, and it's a 13-point Eagle lead. Now Lions with the basketball will try to get the Eagles set up. This little 2-3 zone, which ends up on almost being a little matchup man-to-man. Swing by Norristown. Lions open three. It's short. Reddish tried to get to the rebound, but a nice box out there by number 10, Ignacio Ortiz. But now a turnover, and it's going to lead to a foul on KJ Quinn. And Norristown has used their defense to bail themselves out on more than one occasion tonight, as when they have gone cold offensively, they turn up the pressure defensively, and this lead has pretty much stayed the same since the late second quarter. Layup missed inside by Norristown, so here come the Phantoms, an opportunity to cut it in a 13-point lead, and we are under a minute to play, and the lane opens up, but not connecting was KJ Quinn. So now it's Edwards, who hands off to his teammate Tyler Lyons. Reddish in the corner. He's buried both threes that he's taken tonight. Tubbs on the baseline in a little bit of trouble, and Eagles turn it over. Johnson lost it. He gives it right back. And a foul now on Phoenixville, just their fourth team foul. So they still have a few to play with before they send Norristown to the 101. And some substitutions now for Phoenixville as their bench is short. If you're just joining us, scary moment a few minutes ago as number 12, Bryce Palco for Phoenixville, fell to the floor, hit his head pretty hard on that floor. He's been taken to the trainer's office, and he was clearly dazed and wobbly on his feet. So he's in the very capable hands of Dennis Flynn right now, and can only hope for a quick recovery. But here in Norristown, as it is Nazir Kenny underneath on an offensive rebound, fouled. Fouls on Hamilton. Fourth team foul, or I should say fourth foul on Hamilton. And he'll have to play cautiously the remaining 8 minutes and 20 seconds of this game if he wants to continue to participate. They're going to say Kenny was in the act of shooting. First free throw is up and way off. So Kenny, who's provided a spark off the bench for the Eagles this year, both offensively and defensively. Things been a little tougher to go by tonight than they were Tuesday. But a very impressive sophomore player right here, and certainly he will be a big part of the plans for the Eagles, not just this year, but in the coming years. 1 out of 2 for the sophomore, so it's 43-29 Eagles. 20.8 seconds left. You got to think if Phoenixville gets an opportunity to advance the ball, they will just try to hold for one. And with 10 seconds left, they will hold for one, as Clark now is going to take the ball to the hoop, and he gets the layup to fall. Trying to take the charge was Reddish, but the contact was late. And Norristown with just 2 seconds left as Edwards from three-quarter court. The rifles miss wide right. But they do increase their advantage. It was a 10-point lead after 2. It's a 12-point lead after 3. 43-31. We head to the fourth.
Make some noise for your Eagle cheerleaders. And again, a special shout out to them for arranging their second straight bid for nationals.
We're just about ready to get this fourth quarter started. The Eagles with a 12-point advantage, 43-31 over the visiting Phantoms. Eagles have led the entire way, led by as many as 17 earlier in this quarter. And we'll see if they can get it back up there as Kenny on a little floating layup can't get it to go. And Clark with a strong rebound and few elbows to say, get away, it's mine. So here's Phoenixville. As Stephen Hamilton tries to take baseline, and he does take baseline, and a nice move. Hamilton created some space there, got the layup to go, and it's a 10-point Norristown lead. So Xavier Edwards finds Willie Anderson cross court. Going to be a wide open three for Kenny. He got it to go. Nazir Kenny with a much needed three for the Eagles. Back to a 13-point Eagle advantage. So Hamilton, who made a nice move earlier, gives the ball up to Clark. Clark, you know where he's going. And we're going to get a foul. And Edwards thought that it was clean. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. We're going to get an offensive foul. And Phoenixville bench can't believe it, as head coach Eric Burnett is beside himself. Absolutely beside himself of the call. And I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised by that one as well. Maybe that's a no call there. And Norristown nearly turned it over, but Xavier Edwards gets it underneath. Couldn't get the layup to go, as it looks like it was Vernon Tubbs. Tough to see with all the traffic in there. And still a look of bemusement on the face of head coach Eric Burnett of Phoenixville, as he could not believe his senior forward Dylan Clark was called for the offensive foul right there. But we have Vernon Tubbs at the free throw line. First free throw's up and good.
Checking into the game for the Phantoms, number 13, Will Elaine.
Tubbs' second free throw, up and in. So it's a 15-point lead for the Eagles, 48-33, 6:36 to play. Now Clark taking it strong to the hoop, and he goes down. And all four Phantom teammates rush over to help him up right away. But the big fella says, I'm all right. Fouls on Tyler Lyons, his second team foul, 10th for the Eagles, but Phantoms in the double bonus anyway, and certainly Clark was in the act of shooting, as he has been perfect from the free throw line all night. Aaron Reddish checks back into the game for Nazir Kenny. One sophomore for another. So missing that free throw was Clark. So still a 14-point lead for the Eagles, as Vernon Tubbs finds Edwards at the free throw line. He throws up a 14-footer. He got it to go. So here comes Hamilton now for the Eagles. Did he dribble off his knee? He did not. So Willie Anderson with some aggressive defense. Ball's tapped out of bounds. It'll stay Phantom basketball, as the Eagles hold a 16-point advantage. They've done most of this damage with senior McKeel Allen and their inside force on the bench, as he picked up 2 quick fouls in that third quarter. And Coach Binky Johnson's had no choice but to keep the senior forward on the bench. We'll see if he gets him back into this game here as time continues to wind down. Unable to inbound the basketball is Phoenix, so they get a timeout before the turnover. So with 6:13 left, 50-34 Eagles. So we're just about ready to resume action. 6:13 to play. Norristown again holding a 16-point advantage. And off the inbound pass, open three, top of the key. Quinn can't get it to go. Strong rebound for Aaron Reddish. And he'll push the ball himself. Reddish, crossover, top of the key. Hands it off to Lyons. The Lions have got the Eagles set up in their offense. Little jab step there to keep KJ Quinn honest. Hands off to Edwards. Edwards calls for a clear, gets it underneath to Willie Anderson. Great look. Great look by Xavier Edwards to find Anderson underneath, and Anderson got the layup to go. So Norristown starting to exert their will a little bit, as it is now an 18-point lead for the Eagles. Still 5 minutes and 33 seconds left to play, but certainly say this is danger time for the Phoenixville Phantoms. But Johnny on the spot is Dylan Clark with an offensive rebound, put back good, and a foul. As that's just senior over sophomore right there. The little pump fake by the senior to get the sophomore off his feet. You lean in, draw the contact, get the foul. And Aaron Reddish, he'll learn. Just a second team foul, but teaching moment there for Binky Johnson. Tell him just, hey, stand up. Put your arms up, big fella. Clark gets the free throw to go. A much-needed three-point play for the Phantoms as they trim the lead to 15, 52-37. Now Xavier Edwards nearly threw it away and did throw it away as Clark to the floor to try to save it for his mates. We're going to get another timeout by Phoenixville as head coach Eric Burnett called timeout to prevent a Phoenixville turnover off the Norristown turnover. And that'll be a full timeout. So we'll go to break with the Eagles up 15, 52-37. What's the blonde's name? Bring it on. You know what I'm talking about. Not Lizzie McGuire. You know what I'm talking about? So out of the timeout, Phoenixville inbounds the basketball. They trail by 15. And they'll have to play giddy up here to try to get back into this game. But whistle, and just like that, an offensive foul on Stephen Hamilton. And that's going to be it for Hamilton. That is his fifth foul. And he'll call it a night. So Dorian Johnson heads into the game now for Phoenixville. Hamilton can't believe it. Hate to go out that way with an offensive foul. So here come the Eagles. Edwards. Cross court to Lyons. Lyons in the corner to Tubbs. Tubbs back to Lyons. Back to Tubbs. Jump shot. No good. Allen back into the game for Norristown. Can't get it to go. Now a second opportunity's up and in. So McKeel Allen back in the game after a long stretch of the bench because of two quick fouls, 4 overall. Right now he's got plenty of energy as he wants to make up for some lost time. Phoenixville misses a three. It's going to be Willie Anderson now as Norristown with the basketball and a big lead. Anderson up underneath, can't get it to go. And a fight for the basketball. It is McKeel Allen. He can't get it to go. And nearly a steal. And now the ball is going to be into the backcourt and now saved underneath. Clark trying to find room, can't find room. And now it's the Norristown Eagles. 17-point lead, 54-37. We have just reached the midway point of this fourth quarter. Phoenixville with no chance but to try to pressure the Eagles to turn the ball over, but it's Tubbs who breaks that little trap attempt and gets the floater to fall. 56-37, 19 points is the deficit. Now Clark, layup, good, as McKeel Allen bit on the pump fake. And Clark has been a steady source of offense for the Phantoms tonight, but hasn't gotten a whole lot of help from his mates as they still trail by 17 with just 3 minutes and 31 seconds to play.
Team 9. On the line for the Eagles, number 3, Tyler Lyons.
So Tyler Lyons now at the free throw line. Free throws up and good. And one thing you feel a little bit more confident this year than last year is Norristown's free throw shooting has been much, much better. And if they're in a situation where team decides to play hack-a-shack and see if they can get Norristown to miss some free throws in an effort to get back into the game, you feel a lot more confident now than you did last year in this team. But another turnover on Phoenixville. And if you can see on camera there is a stretcher here for the young man who banged his head earlier, as they're going to take all precautions necessary right now, as he will probably be taken to a local hospital to be evaluated for a concussion. And we wish him the best of luck and a speedy recovery. So Norristown inside to Kenny. Foul's going to be on the floor. It won't matter. It's going to be the 10th team foul for Phoenixville. And Kenny's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. As Norristown has extended this lead slowly but surely in this second half. They led by 10 at the end of 2, 12 by the end of 3. They lead by 19 now. And no, as Willie Anderson thought he had a gift, but it is 2 free throws, not 1 in the bonus right now. Kenny's second free throw is up and good. So 59-39, 20-point lead for the Eagles, their largest of the night. 3 minutes and change to play here in the fourth, and another turnover by Phoenixville, that one of the unforced nature, as Will Lane threw the ball away. And now Norristown gets Justin Pinnock into the game. Junior guard, plays sparingly. So Kenny will inbound the basketball for Norristown. And Phoenixville in a situation now where the outcome of this game has pretty much been decided, the score not. But Norristown, barring some unforeseen calamity, will end up with their 4th league win. So it's Tyler Lyons, like a globetrotter out top with the basketball. And we'll see if he's going to wait for his opponent to make a move here as continues to dribble and back towards the half-court line. And still wasting plenty of time here as Lyons not close enough for the 5-second call, but nearly a reach-in. And Lyons now hands off to Kenny. Kenny gets the layup to go. So efficient offense right there as Norristown took about 40 seconds off the clock and got the layup to go. And they extend their biggest lead of the night, 61-39. 3 at the top of the key for Lane is good. And going to lead to a timeout. We'll see how Burnett wants to play the last 2 minutes and 4 seconds of this fourth quarter. Team trails by 19. Can't think they're going to foul. But Norristown in a terrific position. Up 19, 61-42. That's a little Belle Biv DeVoe right there for you folks. Poison. Finally playing some good music back in my day. But in this day, it's Norristown's day, 61-42. As it is Brandon Carbone with the basketball, trapped by the Phantoms. He gets it back. Is he going to think about three? He pump fake and then decided otherwise. Finds Kenny in the corner, but he throws it away. So the pressure by the Phantoms on Carbone results in a turnover. Still a 19-point lead for the Eagles, just a $1:46 to play. So here come the Phantoms. As it's Ignacio Ortiz. Hands off to Johnson. Johnson tries to find Ortiz, but the active hands of Pinnock prevent that. Now Johnson with an open three from the wing. It's strong. And the rebound comes down to Kenny. He's going to look to push. Kenny to the hoop. Euro step. No good. Offensive foul. Offensive foul on Kenny. As he had it made up in his mind, he was going to try to take it coast to coast. Another substitution now for the Eagles, as most of their regulars are now out of the game. And Willie Anderson Jr. will come back into the game, as he normally in these situations is the offensive go-to guy. But Phoenixville still hustling, does throw it away. Willie Anderson with the basketball. He'll pull it back out. Just a minute 14 left to play. Anderson loses control of the basketball, but fortunately it goes to a fellow Eagle. Now Carbone, he's trapped. He gets it back to Anderson as we are under a minute to play here in the fourth. Anderson guarded closely, steps by Will Lane, hands it off. And it is number 25, Sam Etheridge, into the game now. And that's going to send Sam Etheridge into the game. And Sam Etheridge to the free throw line. And the 11th grader can't get the first free throw to go. Second free throw is up, and it is good. So Etheridge's name is in the scorebook now. Connects on a free throw. Just 47 seconds left. The 62-42 Norristown lead. So dribbling at the top of the key is Elaine. Given some space by Anderson. Picks up his dribble. Now Anderson all over him. Well, Mike Memo hands it back to Elaine. Lane looking for a pick. No room for a three. Bounces it inside to Johnson. Johnson will take it hard to the hoop. Can't get it to go, but he is fouled. And Johnson will go to the line for two. So 2 free throws for the Phantoms, but all academic right now. As Norristown with a big lead, 62-42. Johnson's first free throw is up and in. Second free throw is no good. And looks like we're going to have a jump ball. Phoenixville ball. Just 16.3 seconds left to play. Maybe our last offensive possession of the night. 3 in the corner for Memo. Off the window, no good. Now Etheridge with an opportunity. He just made the layup, and he just got a free throw. Now he just made a layup. As Etheridge connects on the layup. And that's going to do it. As Norristown, another dominating victory in the Pac-10. They'll walk away 4-0 and 5-1 overall with a 64-43 victory over the visiting Phantoms. For John Doyle, I'm Ian Morris. Good night, folks.